Sarajevo, June 28, 1914. The air crackled with tension. A stifling heat hung over the city, mirroring the political climate. The cobblestone streets, usually bustling with life, were eerily quiet. Whispers of unrest and rebellion danced on the wind, a premonition of the chaos that was to come. This was no ordinary Sunday. This was the day the world teetered on the precipice. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, a sprawling behemoth in its twilight years, held sway over this volatile corner of the Balkans. But beneath the veneer of imperial control, resentment simmered. Nationalism burned brightly in the hearts of those who yearned for a different future, a future free from the yoke of foreign rule, and on this fateful day their discontent would ignite a firestorm that would engulf all of Europe. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, arrived in Sarajevo with an entourage in tow. His visit, meant to be a show of strength and unity, was fraught with danger from the start. Warnings of potential assassination attempts had reached the Archduke's ears, but he remained resolute. He would not be cowed by threats. He would face his destiny head-on. The Archduke's wife, Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, accompanied him on this perilous journey. Despite her misgivings, she stood by her husband's side, a pillar of strength and composure in the face of adversity. Their love story, frowned upon by the strict Habsburg court, was one for the ages. Little did they know that their love would be tested in the most unimaginable way. The motorcade, a procession of gleaming automobiles adorned with the Habsburg coat of arms, snaked its way through the crowded streets. Unbeknownst to the Archduke and his entourage, danger lurked around every corner. A group of young Bosnian Serb nationalists, fueled by a potent cocktail of patriotism and rage, lay in wait. Their target, the heart of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. A bomb, crude but deadly, arced through the air, landing with a deafening thud near the Archduke's car. The crowd erupted in chaos. Screams pierced the air as smoke billowed from the mangled wreckage. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The Archduke and his wife emerged from the chaos unscathed, their lives spared by a twist of destiny. But their reprieve would be short-lived. Shaken but undeterred, the Archduke insisted on proceeding with his itinerary. A visit to the Sarajevo hospital, where those injured in the bombing were being treated, was added to the schedule. A noble gesture, but one that would seal his fate. For in a cruel twist of irony, it was on the way to the hospital that the Archduke would encounter his assassins once more. A wrong turn, a miscommunication, a moment of confusion. Whatever the reason, the driver of the Archduke's car found himself on a narrow street, Franz Josef Street, that was not part of the original route. The car, its engine sputtering, slowed to a crawl, and in that moment of vulnerability, destiny struck. Section 5. The shot heard around the world. Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist, stood on the sidewalk, his heart pounding in his chest. He had been part of the group that planned the assassination, but the earlier bombing had failed to claim its target. Now, by some strange twist of fate, the Archduke's car had stopped right in front of him. This was his chance. Time seemed to stand still as Princip raised his pistol. Two shots rang out, echoing through the narrow street. The first bullet struck Sophie in the abdomen. The second found its mark in the Archduke's neck. The car, now a macabre carriage, sped away towards the governor's residence. But it was too late. The Archduke and his beloved Sophie, their lives intertwined in life and now in death, breathed their last. Section 6. The wheels of war begin to turn. News of the assassination spread like wildfire, igniting a powder keg of political tension that had been building for years. Austria-Hungary, outraged and grief-stricken, blamed Serbia for the attack. Ultimatums were issued, alliances were invoked, and the delicate balance of power in Europe crumbled. The world watched in horror as the continent marched inexorably towards war. Within weeks, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, triggering a chain reaction that drew the great powers of Europe into the abyss. Germany, bound by treaty to Austria-Hungary, mobilized its troops. Russia, protector of Serbia, followed suit. France, allied with Russia, and Great Britain, obligated to defend Belgium's neutrality, soon joined the fray. The world was at war. Section 7. A continent consumed. World War I, a conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality, had begun. Over the next 4 years, the battlefields of Europe would be transformed into a charnel house. Millions of soldiers, many of them barely old enough to shave, would perish in the trenches, empires would crumble, old orders would be swept away, and the world would be forever changed. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was not the sole cause of World War I. A complex web of political, economic, and social factors had been pushing Europe towards war for decades. But the assassination acted as the catalyst, the spark that ignited the powder keg. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unchecked nationalism and aggression. Section 8. Echoes of the Past. The echoes of that fateful day in Sarajevo still resonate today. The lessons of World War I, a conflict that claimed the lives of millions and shattered the old world order, are as relevant as ever. The dangers of nationalism, the importance of diplomacy, and the need for international cooperation are all themes that continue to shape our world. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let us remember the lessons of the past. Let us strive to build a world where dialogue triumphs over violence, where cooperation trumps conflict, and where peace is not a fragile hope but a lasting reality. For in the words of the ancient Roman philosopher Cicero, history is the witness that testifies to the passing of time. It illumines reality, vitalizes memory, provides guidance in daily life, and brings us tidings of antiquity.